Welcome back, everyone, to the Lord Shank Stock Car series. We are here for the Freedom 500 qualifying here at Bristol Motor Speedway. I hope you guys enjoyed Rockingham. I certainly did not, as that race will not be around next year. We'll have to find a replacement for it. Put your ideas in the comments if you want them. Anyways, here is our field that will be attempting to race here today. They will attempt to qualify. And as you can see, there is 3 new cars in the bottom right. We will introduce them. We finally have 3 new teams, which is very nice. But as you know, Jimbo Rockford is our current points leader. He is looking to capitalize on that and continue to make races and continue to lengthen out his points lead against the other likes of Blaze, Thunderstruck, and I can't remember who's in second, actually. Anyways, we'll introduce our 3 new drivers. Our first one for Cane Cutting Inc. That is John Harvester. Owned by the same gentleman who owns Deception Motorsports Incorporated for the HSL Nitro Series, or as he likes to say, Decepticon Racing. Don't know where that name came from. But Deception Motorsports Inc., the only deceiving thing about it is how slow it really is. But no, this is Cane Cutting Inc. We like to see how it goes. Go, Rory. And up next is Nightshade Racing, owned by another different gentleman. And in the 26, Pontiac, that is Simon Satchel. Simon Satchel is a first-timer and is also a first-time team owner. We like to welcome Charlie to the series, and we hope Simon Satchel has a very successful season, as it is his first season. And, that's very good for him. And we'd like to introduce our third and final driver, Eagle Eye Racing. Another Japanese team, believe it or not. And its team driver is Ryoko Asakai. Or Asakai. Can't pronounce that name properly. Very sorry about that one, Ryoko. But that is Eagle Eye Racing. As you see, he's got the eye drawn on the front. It's pretty nice. I drew that myself. I had to. And here is our track. This isn't the track we are qualifying on for first round. I ended up making some changes after first round qualification. I don't know where the image went for it, but this is what Bristol will look like this year. As you can see, it's got a laned first and second turn there, as we then go onto the back straight onto a more open turn. Now, Martinsville is going to be far different. It's going to have both corners laned, and the only open track will be the finish line straight there. It will be a bit longer, but look out for Martinsville. Don't expect there to be too much passing on this one, but I expect it to be lots of heavy traffic. And that's our track for today at Bristol. We will get into qualifying. So let's see how we go, as our first cars are ready on the track now. So let's see if we can get ready as the B series to the actual Nitro B series HSL. I consider ourselves lower to them, as HSL's managed to attract all the former sub-4 RA teams from what I can see out there. That's pretty cool, because we're not Red Line Derby sanctioned. But, let's see if we can get ready for the first cars of the day, which will be Gale Force and Terry Silver. Up next is Wesley Squire and Storm Trooperson. Wesley in a new car. Oh, just makes it. Up next, there's James Clayman and Gavin McSplage. James beats out Gavin there. Erickson Takayama and Karate Joe. Where's Karate Joe? Oh, he comes off the track. Up next is Mr. Satow and Greg Biffle. Greg Biffle beating out Mr. Satow. 999 Jazzy and Burt Buzzard. Burt Buzzard, easy. You'll probably qualify for his first race today. Tex Walker Jr. Tristan Racewelski. There's Dave Blaney and Cody Myers. Cody Myers on a bit of a hot streak. Oh, but he's not going to make it. Khabib and Randy there. Khabib beats out Randy. Oh, man, Cody. Oh, and Crazy Ruby past the sticking car pile at the last second. Bruce McSporran is going to lead his lap. John Harvester is going to get passed by Brett Bodine at the very end there. Paul Turner beats out Viking King 2005. Puff and Lady of Mist. Puff beats out Lady of Mist. Jimmy Sterling and JD McDuffie now. JD McDuffie easily getting around. Skid Mark and I think that was Gaza. Skid Matt, sorry. Lord Shank and Triple B. Lord Shank, I believe, may have been that Triple B there. Garrison Hart and JJ Smooth. Garrison Hart beats him out. There's Tom Tucker beating that there. The Fridge and Tyler Bloodfish. Oh my. The Fridge beats out Bloodfish. And Mo Hawk will beat out Vinny Nightlife. Jack Warren passes Kane Black. Got Lake Speed, but he gets passed by Jeff Bodine there. John and Mark Martin. Mark Martin will not qualify. The former series champion continues to fall. Matthew Harding falls off the track there. Don't know who passed him there. Couldn't pay attention to that one. Julius Harris Sr. winning that one. And Po Boy loses out to Jeremy. Carl Recco passes Dave Marcus. Jimbo Rockford. Oh. And Skid Mark crashes. Shane Miller and Scott Wimmer. There's Wendell Scott and Bear Mackay. Wendell's going to beat out Bear. Misty G. I don't know if Misty G makes it or not there. Ezekiel Myers going to beat out Agron, surprisingly. Ryoko Asakai versus Gator McCluskey beats out Gator. And Julian and Terry Labonte here. Sorry, this is going really fast. Pad and Derek Pitts. Oh, Derek. Come on, man. Blaze will pass Big Man Andy, Big Mac. Ward Burton and Harry Hoon. Harry Hoon loses out to Ward Burton. He'll DNQ. That's not good for him. Giles Hemme and Richard Petty there. Jeff Johnson is going to... Oh, surprisingly, this car's going to beat Donald McSledge there. Tony Clayman is going to beat out Ego. That's not good for Ego. He won't qualify. Simon Satchel beats out Ronald McSpladge. Yes, Ronald. I'm happy. Chef Squid, unfortunately, will beat out... Oh, good for him, will beat out Coffee Tart. But Coffee Tart won't qualify. Ricardo Roberto. Nigel Carbonator and Todd Bodine. Oh, does he make it? See if the camera comes around.
Ooh, he just makes it.
He just makes it. Look at that. Ragtag Jim and Earl. I think Earl passes Ragtag Jim there. Fred Rivers will beat Lewis M just to the line. Lewis nips and Eckhart away. That's Demarius and Lucky Jackson. Lucky Jackson won't qualify.
End of round one qualifying.
Oh, you heard that there. End of round one qualifying.
No.
Cupcake. Boo-hoo. And these are all of your cars who have made it. It's gone really fast. I like it going fast, though, because I like to get through qualifying very easily. We don't got timing, so it's not really something I can, devote all my time to, because it's no timing. But look at that. Garrison Hart has got himself in there. That's good. Ronald McSpladge, Simon Satchel, Nigel Carbonator, Fred Rivers, Bruce McSporran, Wesley Squire, Erickson Takayama, Burt Buzzard even. There's a few drivers here. They'll probably make their first time races today. Shane Miller. That's good for him. Both the Miller Motorsports cars are in. That is great. There's some news we also got to announce, actually, because I just remembered Ronald McSpladge is in this race. But it's been indicated to me that Ronald and Gavin will be retiring at the end of the season full-time. They're very old, just so you know, guys. Both of them are very old people. So they will end up retiring at the end of the season, which is very sad to see him go. But they have indicated to me that they are choosing to retire. And there is another big announcement I have. This is going to affect a few other cars in this series, but it's for the greater good, I guess. It's for, greater good, better off in the end to get that one out there. So I'll announce that at the very end of qualifying. Stick around, but we'll announce that Gavin and Ronald are will retiring at the end of the season, from full-time competition basically. Their cars will still be around, but they won't be racing in them. Anyways, on to our second round qualifying. You'll see the new track as well. I designed that new track because I thought first round qualifying I had to make a lot of judgment calls, a lot of really big judgment calls. So I've done that to kind of suppress them, those judgment calls, so I can actually clearly see who makes it where, and everything like that. Alright, now time for round 2. Whoever wins this will go on to the battle for the pole. Up first is John and Dave Blaney. Dave Blaney going to beat out John. Shane Miller and Lewick Nips. Shane will pass. Lewick will pass Shane. So Julian and Julius Harris Sr. Julian beating out Julius Harris Sr. Marky Mark. And I think that's Jimbo Rockford. Can't remember. His car's hard to tell from far. Going to mix up with Garza. Ward Burton beats out Jeremy. Chef Squid and Paul Turner. Paul Turner beats out Chef Squid. The Fridge and Lord Raymond. The worst of the two Lords wins. Erickson and JD McDuffie there. Nigel Carbonator and Puff. Nigel will DNQ as he doesn't make it, just like the Fridge. Blaze. Oh. I don't know if Blaze just beat him or not, but let's see what the stewards had to say on that one. Garrison Hart. Ezekiel Myers will fail to qualify. That sucks for him. Wesley Squire will pull in behind Wendell Scott. Ronald McSpladge and Earl. Ronald at least makes it. That's good. Bruce McSporran and Ryoko. Oh! Bruce with the block. And there is Simon Satchel and Lord Shank. I think Simon got him on that one. And Jack Warren and Pad doesn't make it. That was a fast one. That was Tristan Racewalski and Burt Buzzard. Tristan wins. Crazy Ruby and Greg Biffle. Crazy Ruby beats him out. Tom Tucker will beat out James Clayman. Fred Rivers and Khabib. Khabib gets beaten out. Brett Bodine and Gale Force. Gale Force with some trouble. She might DNQ. That will be a DNQ for Gale Force. She goes off the track. Oh, there's Jimbo Rockford. And he spins out Jeff Johnson, causing him to DNQ too. Giles Hemi passes Demarius at the very end there. Ricardo, Roberto, and Jeff Bodine. Last but not least, there's Mohawk and Tony Clayman. And Mohawk will win that one. We're using this image again as a placeholder, but as you know, anyone who wins their second round moves on to the pole qualifying, where each of the winners will go up against each other. The losers from the pole qualifying will make up our mid pack, and anyone who failed then will make up our back of the pack. We did have a bit of a weird qualifying session today, where instead of our mid-pack drivers battling it out to make sure who was in the back of the pack, we had enough cars to be able to do segment racing at the very end to make up our back of the pack runners. You'll see that there's about, I think, 4 races, each of them 2 laps each. And then we have 2 other races that come after that, which is like the final races to make up the 2 final starting positions. Back of the pack qualifying kind of depends on how many cars actually make it, just so we all know out there. Sometimes if we go have a bunch of cars DNF, we have enough to be able to have the middle of the pack cars, of course, the back of the ones to go out, or everyone at the back has to race their way in. It's fair for everyone that everyone has a chance to make it at least. Anyways, on to pole qualifying. Alright, first up for pole qualifying is Lewip Nips and Dave Blaney. Lewip Nips going to be that Dave Blaney there. Up next, that is Garza and Julian. Garza beats out Julian. Ward Burton and Paul Turner. Ward Burton beats out Paul there. JD McDuffie and Lord Raymond. JD will beat out Lord Raymond there. Carl Recco and Puff. Carl Recco will win that one. Wendell Scott will beat out Garrison Hart. Garrison Hart will still qualify for this race, as he will be in the middle of the pack. Bruce McSparren crashes. He's going to have to race his way in with that one. That's not good. Jack Warren will block Simon Satchel. Crazy Ruby will also block Tristan Race-Welski. Fred Rivers and Tom Tucker. Fred Rivers blocks Tom Tucker. Jimbo Rockford, our points leader. He's going to go for the pole. Oh, he gets slammed by Brett Bodine. Ricardo Roberto and Giles Hemme. Ricardo easily beats out Kyle. Last but not least is Mohawk. Let's see if he makes it. Yay! He does. Alright, for our back of the pack segments, this is our first race. On the front row is John and Shane Miller. There is Julius Harris Sr. and Marky Mark. We should make it clear that our top two cars in these races will move on and qualify for the race. Take a look at this now. Shane Miller trying to make it. But I think Marky Mark hasn't passed. John will qualify. Marky Mark will pass. Shane Miller will not. For our second racing segment, we have Jeremy and Chef Squid on the front row, with Ericsson Takayama and Blaze Thunderstruck behind them. Chef Squid with the lead for the final lap. Let's see if he can do it. Chef Squid and Blaze both qualify. Now up next is Wesley Squire, Ronald McSpladge, Ryoko, and Lord Shank. All up next in their segment race. Wesley gonna glide past them all. Ryoko on the outside, gonna see if he can make his first race, his first attempt. But Ronald will get by him. Ronald will take it. Up next, Burt Buzzard and Greg Biffle, with James Clayman and Khabib behind them. We'll see how they go. My, those guys were flying. James Clayman trying to qualify. He wants to see if he can get past Burt Buzzard, though. Put it in his face a little bit. I don't believe he gets it, though. Up next, that is Demarius and Jeff Bodine, with Tony Clayman and Bruce McSparren in that back row. He's last. That's all you can say. They're the last segment. They're segment 5. I don't know why it's a little bit slow for some reason. But Demarius still trying to do it. Demarius will make it. Now here is your absolute final chance for qualifying. Only the winner of each of these 2 lap segments can move on. Julius Harris just holding on to that lead there from Ericsson. They're going to restart it back up at the row. Ericsson looking to qualify for his first ever race. See if Julius can hold on and continue his streak of qualifying. He does. He does. And now onto our second segment. Ryoko has the lead for that one with James Clayman next to him. Their absolute final chances. James Clayman in a freight train with Jeff Bodine will get by him. We'll see if James Clayman can seal the deal. And he does. James Clayman will make it, but here is your cars that have failed to qualify. Lord Shank, Jeremy, Ericsson, Shane Miller, Jeff Bodine, Ryoko Asakai, Bruce McSparren, and Khabib. all unfortunately will fail to qualify. Shane Miller looking to get a new car in the coming weeks. By next race, he'll have a new car. We're currently making a new one for him. His team owner has lamented that he hasn't qualified, which is true. I respect that, and he does contract me to build his car, so I'll build his car for him. But that does also lead us on a segue to our announcement at the very end. But first, we've got the car drawings to do. Here is our pole qualifiers. Jimbo Rockford and Mohawk, the only cars to draw any good cards at all, both of them with a red jack. But because Jimbo Rockford is first in line there in their order, as you can see from left to right, Jimbo Rockford will have the pole. So your points leader has the pole. Mohawk will be second. And then I believe third is Wendell Scott. Fourth is Loeb Nips and so on. So take a look where your favourite drivers are there. It's also surprising to see no Coffee Tart, no Harry Hoon, none of the Po' Boy boys here, I guess. Here's your middle of the pack drivers. Garrison Hart with the Queen of Clubs, actually. Sorry, not Queen of Spades. Queen of Clubs, he'll qualify for his very first ever race for Smooth Tone Racing. Simon Satchel for our Nightshade Racing brand new team will qualify in their first ever attempt. That is good for them. Julian makes it once more with us. I believe Brett Bodine's got his first race this season. As we see Paul Turner making another race with us, as well as Tristan Racewelski. Dave Blaney in his first race this season, I also believe. So a lot of drivers have gotten their season started. Some still waiting. And we take a look at our back of the pack drivers. So you got John, Marky Mart. John joined the Joker, so they'll put him in front with all of them. In front of all these other drivers. Wesley Squire. Wesley Squire is actually in a new car, believe it or not. He's got some tyre work done up, as his car needs an upgrade. It needed an upgrade, so we've fixed it to help it run better, and it's certainly working out much well for them. The Gravity Track GP team looking to qualify for some more races, as they have DNQ'd every race this year, apart from this one, I believe. And we see James Clayman just making it in at the very end. So is Julius Harris Sr. continuing their decent work, hoping to climb their way up in the points. And here is a look at your field, who has qualified for the Freedom 500. As you can see, Jimbo Rockford is on the pole. Marky Mart in last place. And Garza will be leading that last segment too. That's good for him. Certainly a lot of work has to be done with some of these drivers that need to get their seasons underway, as we do have a schedule now. I completely forgot we do have a schedule now. Let me pull that up as we speak. I can tell everyone that. Take a look at all the drivers, where your favorite drivers are. I'm literally opening it up right now on my computer. We are in race 3 at Bristol. Up next will be California. Then we have Las Vegas. Race 6 will be heading back to Lord Shanks Speedway. Race 7, as we're over the halfway point by then, will be the NRG 600. And at race 8 is Party at the Glen. And race 9 is Doom and Despair at Martinsville. I've literally called the race that, Doom and Despair. Race 10 and 11, as always, will be Ring Raceway and the championship race at Triple Threat. So that's your schedule. That's very good. Hope you were listening to that one there, because that's what we have. And as you know, we have Rockingham and the Lord Shank 500 beforehand. Rockingham subject to change. Comment down below if you want a new race, different race there, because I'll be getting rid of Rockingham. And now I do have an announcement. This is a big one. I have noticed over this series lifetime, and as well as entering in other series, that we happen to have a lot of cars that seem to be sandbagging. Now, sandbagging, I don't mean there's someone intentionally being an idiot. I mean sandbagging is there's a really slow car that's causing a lot of dramas for a lot of other cars. With that, we are removing a few drivers that have been causing some of these sandbaggings. As you notice, Skeet didn't participate in qualifying today. Skeet has been removed. Skid Mark is on the chopping block soon. Skid Mark's car's slowing down quite a lot. He took a hell of a beating last season, and that car of his is if that car retires, he retires. Let's just say that. But again, we really want to cut down on some of these drivers that we don't have. In other news as well as that also branches into any of the other cars built by myself that are out there. So Derek Pitts, his car's on the chopping block. I'm removing it. That was his last qualifying attempt completely. That car is way too slow for what it is. I'm going to be scalping the wheels for that thing, putting it into another car, and then seeing what I can do to fix it. Yeah, but that comes in other series. We are reorganizing our HSL endeavor. If you have watched this channel. Brilliant dude. He's the next sub 4RA. I'll say that. Next sub 4RA series. What I've noticed that is my cars there, specifically my cars, look like they're sandbagging like crazy. I don't know. It's most likely my build quality. As you know, I was very new to building, and I never really got the chance to build cars for anyone up until HSL. And my build quality seems to be still really poor. And personally, I think I've got to work on it before I start sending cars out everywhere. So I will be working with him. I've messaged him to tell him I'm reorganizing, or that I'm beginning to reorganize, but we'll work with him to, we'll say, fix the issue with those cars sandbagging. Because if the build quality is bad, it's bad. And I'm not gonna get any gimmies that someone's gonna go, oh, I want to stand in and build this car for you. No, if it's my car, I have to build it myself. It has to be my build quality. So if my build quality is not up to scratch, the car's not going to be there. So the biggest one is Blaze Thunderstruck. As you know, he's doing double duty this year. He is pulling his car around in HSL series, but I've known for a little while that his car ran into an accident, and now the whole world now knows his car ran into an accident and it's broken itself to pieces. That car is effectively, once I find out how bad its damage is, most likely, let's just say Blaze might not be pulling double duty anymore. I will announce more on that in a separate video. It'll be more of a Lord Shank news. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll get the race out maybe next week is when I'll be filming. It's because I only got Thursday to film it on. But we'll figure that out. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do want to know any more of that news, I will make a separate video on that one, because it's going to be a little bit longer. It's going to be separate to the race. So that's enough of the announcement. Bye bye.